Well, hi everyone. This is Miss Daria, and I thought I should put together a YouTube video about estimating fractions, rounding fractions to the nearest whole number, so that you can have it at home and play it over again if you need to review the lesson, do some practice problems if you'd like to, out of the textbook or workbook. So let's just get started. So you've got a one whole block right here out of your magnetic pieces, a fraction piece. So this is one whole. So we could have, let's see if I have the two halves making a whole. You could have, let's see if I have thirds pieces. So you could have thirds pieces, 1/3, 2/3, and 3/3 making up a whole. There's lots of ways you can make one whole, and it depends on the blocks that you use in your bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a simple fraction, and let's work with the number 2 3/4. So we know that the whole number 2, if you look on a number line, the whole number 2 might be here, and then what number would come after 2 if you just counted by whole numbers? So of course the next number would be 3 if you counted by whole numbers. But we've got 2 3/4, so we have to figure out, just like rounding, you would round if it were 0.5 and up, you would go to the next number, or 4 and down, you would round down. Here you want to see, does this pass the 1/2 mark? And in that case, I'm going to round up to 3. If this 3/4 doesn't pass the 1/2 mark, we're going to round down to 2, which is our whole number here. So let's see what happens. Let's use our fraction tiles to see what happens. So I'm going to line up a 1/2 with here, and then I'm going to look at my fourths pieces. What color are they? The yellow ones. So I'm going to line them up 1/4, and as you know, 2/4 is equal to the half. But here I have 3/4, not 2/4, but 3/4. So I'm going to go and put my 3/4 down. And as you can see, the fourths pieces, 3/4, passes the 1/2 mark according to a whole. So instead of keeping my 3/4, 2 3/4 down to 2, I'm going to estimate it, that's the estimation sign, and I'm going to round that to 3 wholes. Okay, so let's try this with another denominator. Here's your numerator, here's your denominator. So let's try 4 1/3. So again, your 4 ends up on a number line as a whole number, as a mixed fraction. You have a whole number part and a fractional part. That's why they call it a mixed number or a mixed fraction. So what number follows 4 as a whole number? Of course, that's going to be 5. So 4 1/3 is somewhere between there, but which whole number is it closer to? So let's find out. Let's use our fraction tiles. And I know my students would yell at me because I'm doing math and pen. So my thirds are the orange pieces here. So there's my 1/3. Does it pass my 1/2 mark? No, it doesn't. So we're going to keep 4 1/3. We're going to round that to 4 wholes, not 5, because we don't go past 1/2. So let's try a larger number, such as, let's take 16 and 3/5. Okay, that's an odd mixed fraction, but let's check it out. So of course we'd start at 16, that's our whole number, and what whole number would come next? We have 17. We're going to take our thirds away and we're going to work with fifths this time, our green fraction tiles. So here's 1/5, here's 2/5, and 3/5. So take a minute and decide if we're going to stay at 16 or we're going to go forward and go to the next whole number, just based on here's your 1/2 and here's your 3/5. Take a minute. If you said 17, you're absolutely right. Our green tiles, our fifths, 1, 2, 3/5, go past the 1/2 mark. So we're going to round this. We're going to round this to 17 holes. Now, a term they use in playing cards, when you play cards with your friends, is what they call house rules. And we have class rules, I suppose, but not class rules as in sit in your seat, use a pencil, so on and so forth. It's more like, okay, we have to decide on what to do when something happens and it could go either way. So we have to come up with a way to follow through with something and everyone does the same thing. For example, let's say we had the number 6.5. Well, here's 6 and here's 7. 6.5 falls right in between, doesn't it? 6.5, 6.5 would be right smack in the middle on a number line. So we decided as a class that if it's a half or anything further, so we'll take away the fifths for a minute, if we hit a half, we're going to round up. We're going to go to the 7. Again, that's just a way that everyone will do it. It's not wrong or right, or some people may stay at 6, some people may go up to 7, but we're going to decide if we hit the half point or forward, we're going to go to 7. So try some of these in your workbook if you haven't already. You should have for homework, but try some that I didn't assign, or in the textbook. If you'd like to bring the textbook home and practice a little bit, try some on your own and let me know how things go. And that's rounding mixed numbers.